playing with my mom.
Hi.
We're gonna be talking about vacation stories and just like what we did today. Okay, so with our vacation, we left Friday morning at like 10:30. Go drop off at
Saturday
her
morning.
Saturday morning. This is why she's here. I mess up everything. Saturday morning, around 10:30 to go drop off my dog at my grandma and grandpa's because they're going to be watching him for the week while we're gone, right? So we drive 2 hours towards the airport. We drop off our car at what are they called? I don't know. We just drop out our car.
Park to go.
Yeah.
It's like a valet parking thing.
Valet thing for the whole week. So we park our car. Then we take a shuttle up to the airport. We go through security. Everything was good. None of our bags got triggered or anything. So then we went through. We had to wait a couple hours, so we got some stuff to drink. We filled back up our water bottles.
And also don't forget the you got to tell them the daddy incident where daddy disappeared on us.
So we were trying. So we were just chilling at this point. We had like an hour and a half to our flight. Our flight got delayed by 15 minutes, which is all good. So then we just walk around. We go down to a completely different area, and we were walking on those straight escalators. I'm not sure if that's the right word. It's not like the ones that go up. It's just like the ones that make you walk faster, right? So we take it, and we plan on keep on going. But we're like, where is my dad? And we turn around, and we see him looping around this escalator infinite times. So he's just taking this thing like 8 times in a row. And then after like 15, 20 minutes, we finally got him off of it. So then we headed back. We headed back to our gate. We got some drinks, and then we were waiting to board. It was another like 45 minutes to an hour until we boarded. Until we took off. The takeoff was actually really clean. There's kids right ahead.
Oh, pause.
Yeah.
I left some shockwaves here if you're wanting.
So the
I know
takeoff
sometimes you like them.
The takeoff was really, really clean, and honestly, the whole flight was super, super smooth. There was no turbulence. I was a little bit worried for the takeoff because it's been so long since I've been on a plane, but it was actually the smoothest flight that I've ever taken. It was really smooth, no turbulence, nothing. So then we land in at that point it's like midnight Halifax time, right? So we get our rental car, we drive up to our hotel and just go to sleep. There's people right ahead. There's 2. So we do that, and then we wake up at like 9.
It was super late. So, okay. So you have to explain. There's a 3-hour time difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Between where we are and where we landed. So
typically we landed at 9 a.m. our time, but in Halifax it was midnight, right? I'm getting sniped at.
Yeah.
In Halifax it was
after
midnight. It was
so
like, but by the time we got to our hotel, it was like 1:30. But then we had to take like an hour or 2 to get our bags ready, get out of the way. The room was really small, and we had a pull-out mattress, so there's like no room for that. So we had to figure out where that went. So it just took
we
forever.
basically rearranged the entire hotel room.
Yeah, we rearranged the whole entire hotel room. So we're not up until like, sorry, we haven't gone to sleep until like 2:30, and we take a while to sleep. So we're really, well, I think it took me till 3, but everyone else like 3 or like 3:30 to 4 around.
Yeah, I think it was like 4, which like local time, that's only like 1 in the morning.
1 in the morning.
Still late.
But we were meeting with family. This was our first ever vacation with family, or my first ever vacation with family. So we had to meet up early. Our family landed earlier, right? And we're meeting with some people who live in Nova Scotia, right? So they're meeting us at Halifax at 9 in the morning, Halifax time, and we just went to sleep at 4 in the morning. So we got like 6 hours of sleep. We went down, got
Not
breakfast.
even, because
Yeah, not
we
even.
had to we were up earlier and had breakfast. So like maybe 3 hours sleep.
Yeah, 3 hours sleep.
But
So we got up, had breakfast, and then we had a little bit of time to look out the gorgeous view of our hotel. We couldn't see anything when we came in because it was so pitch black, so we got to look around our hotel. Apparently there's like a full forest and like a little waterfall right next to it. I should say waterfall. It's more of a like a depressing river. But let's just say waterfall. So then what did we do that day? We met up with her family and two people that live in Halifax. And then
no, they live in Nova Scotia, not Halifax.
they live in Nova
They
Scotia.
drove 2 hours
Yeah.
to meet us, to tour us around.
So then the first thing we went to is the harbor, right?
Yes.
We went to the harbor. By that time it was like 10:30, somewhere around there.
No, it was pretty, yeah, maybe about that.
Maybe 10:30, 11, something like that. So then we went to the harbor, and there we just walked around looking at cool restaurants and stores and looking at a whole bunch of different boats and stuff.
Mainly the ocean view, because it's right
And
on the
that one ship, what was that called? We went on like a very, very old ship.
it was
a
naval
Navy
warship.
ship, so we got a tour around that. There was like cannons, and it was huge, like the size of like a yacht, right? So we got to
Bigger than a yacht. It was
bigger than a
massive.
yacht. It's massive. It's huge. So we got to go on that, tour that. My cousin was freaking out because he's like such a big fan of boats, and he loved all the different cannons and weapons. So that was super cool. And then we went to eat lunch. Was that the we went to that seafood restaurant, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The first day.
Yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
me
Yeah.
and my mom shared a lobster roll. I think 3 or 4 people got some fish and chips, and then I think most of the kids had burgers, right?
Burgers.
And the food was actually really good. The fish and chips was really good, but later on, we found like way better fish and chips. These guys are just spraying me. One on
I'm
you.
just going up for a second. I need to heal.
I got one. Did you kill one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There was at least, I thought there was maybe 2 teams there though.
I think it was just one team. I
Okay.
got them though. I got one team.
Sorry, I had to jump up and
You're good.
heal. I was
You're good,
like
you're good.
20 HP.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyways, after we had that
After that, we
yummy
went to
lunch.
an aerodynamic. No, what was it? It was a ship museum. I'm not sure what it's
The
called.
Maritime Museum
Yeah.
of the Atlantic, where it has, you can tell what was the
It's like a full
thing there.
Titanic museum. So upstairs there's like a Titanic part of the museum, and then downstairs is like about the bay that we were at, all the history and stuff, and a whole bunch of different boats, right? So we toured that for like what, an hour or two? Does that sound about
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And where did we go after that? We went.
Can I tell something cool
Yeah, go ahead.
about that I learned? Okay,
Yeah.
so at the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic, so before we went, so I'm thinking everybody knows like about the Titanic, right? But
Mhm.
what I didn't know is that Halifax, Nova Scotia is like actually really close to where the Titanic sank,
Mhm.
just off the shore, or not just off the shore, but anyways, what I didn't know
kids up
was
there.
that when the Titanic sank, most of the survivors, and unfortunately the people that didn't survive, they were actually brought to Halifax. So Halifax played a huge role in the search and rescue, and then it's initially where people were, one of the places where people were brought after. And sadly, most of the people that died were brought to Halifax, and um, and then families that could identify their victims and could afford to pay to bring people back to their home places for burials. That's where they pick them up. But there's actually 3 cemeteries in Halifax where most of the victims from Titanic are buried. So that's just, yeah, I didn't know that Canada had so much involvement in the Titanic rescue.
So that was very something interesting that we were looking at.
Sad to see all that stuff, but.
So then, what did we do after that?
We headed to Peggy's Cove.
Peggy's Cove. Was that the stuff with all the big rock formations?
Yeah.
I think that was like day 2 or no, we would have headed back to our cabin, no?
So after we had lunch in the Maritime Museum, then we all got in our cars. I don't have one of those rocket rammer things, just so you know.
Okay.
We all got in our vehicles because we had 3 of them because there was 12 of us or 10 of us. And we headed to, remember, Bruce and Brenda showed us Peggy's Cove because that was something that Auntie really wanted to see.
So we went
do you want anything from these? There's
I'm good.
Gold Maven shieldfish.
I'm good.
Okay.
So, those for you who don't want Peggy's Cove, there's a lighthouse there, but then there's these like huge rock formations, absolutely ginormous. Like they're like basically hills, but they're a whole bunch of rocks, right? Like they're not just like a grassy hill; it's built of rocks, and so we just went up to as high as we could, and the ocean is literally right there. Like you're basically standing above the ocean. Like you can't get super close because the tide is so unpredictable, right? Like you can't get close, otherwise there's very high chance that you could die or be very injured, right? So
yeah, there's big signs before you go down because
like
it's one of the places that has the. I'm totally not with you at all. Are we headed to the
Rift
thingy?
Islands?
Yeah, I have nothing to get there fast, so I just meet you there. Anyways, so there's massive signs there everywhere that say warning, like stay off of the rocks. They warn that the ones that look black are especially slippery. But why it's so dangerous is like it has such a high tide. I think it goes like I don't know.
The tide can go from like super shallow to like 9 feet deep in like 2 minutes. Like it's ridiculous. It can just change so fast.
We were there
so
during low tide, so we were able to like see just how far out it goes. And I don't know, we probably spent a good hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah.
So then after that, it was by that time what, like 5, 6 o'clock?
Yeah, yeah.
Where did we end up eating dinner there?
We drove because luckily we had the local people. So then they started us back towards our cabins.
Oh yeah, so
for some reason there's a rift here. Are we going up right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, rift is gone. Shoot.
You
took it already. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
No,
I told you I can't play and talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. So then basically our cabins were 2 hours away from Halifax because Bruce and Brenda, they were my uncle and auntie's parents, right? Or sorry, my auntie's parents. So they were like touring us around everything they know and everything they think we should see. So they live about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So we drove 2 hours to our cabin to there. So by that time it's like 7 or 8 o'clock. Oh, there's people here.
We got people landing on us, of course.
I got fried. They're good. We'll come back to the story
Up?
after this. Yep.
Where are they?
CR1?
I'm probably dead. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, they're really good.
He's over here healing. He's right here.
How much did you hit him for?
I don't know. He's not gonna finish me. He's trying to sneak up on you. Did you grab slurps? Do you need them?
I have. Great, third parties. I got them, but there's third parties.
They're probably gonna pick up my loot. I'm really close to you. I tried to get, so if you might want to go over there and grab my stuff before they get it.
You have slurps?
Yep.
I'm not sure if I can. There's like 3 people down there. Am I dead? Oh, I have to run, sorry.
It's fine. Go.
Okay, so where did we end up eating?
We stopped. I have no idea because we've never driven there.
Oh, where
do you want me to talk while you fight? So
yeah, you can.
we drove.
Was that the day where we went to Subway and Burger King?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah,
we went to Walmart to get like extra supplies and stuff because of course we're just coming from the airport, so like stuff like fruits and like small snacks we can take to the cabin, right? I might just have to win this game solo, Mom, sorry.
That's fine.
So we go into Walmart, get simple stuff like fruits, vegetables, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then
easy breakfast stuff.
Easy breakfast stuff, yeah. And then we head over to 2 restaurants. We had a choice between Burger King and Subway. The majority of us went to Subway. I was the only one going to Burger King. I thought because there's only like 2 or 3, and then I went to the washroom and I came out and I was like, okay, I'll get Burger King because I thought everybody ordered. So I was the only one who got Burger King. Scams. No, I'm just kidding. But that was actually my first time ever having Burger King, I think. I think it was. But I think so that was pretty good. So then we just headed back to our cabins and we just chilled, really. We didn't do much.
Well, no, we got there late.
We got there like at 8 or 9 Central Time, and keep in mind, we only got like 4 hours of sleep. So we just talked with family for like an hour until like 10 o'clock, and then that's when we really started winding down, but we didn't really get till bed until like 9 or 10.
9 or 10. Yeah,
Sorry, 10 or 11 at Halifax time.
What we planned to do was, I'll just explain. So because of the 3-hour time difference, we decided that, okay, when we're getting there late the first night, so we'll just get up the next day and just try to go to bed, like adjust to local time. So yeah, it was like 10 o'clock local time, which is weird because it was like 7 o'clock back home time, but we were all so tired. We were definitely ready for bed. So that was kind of...
So, like, day 2 or 3, we're already adjusted to the time change. We're still a little bit tired, but we're just basing everything off of that already, right? So, the next day... If you want to talk for the rest of this game, I have to focus up.
Sure. So, the next day... What did we... I'm trying to think what we did the next day.
Was that the day... we were also tired, so we didn't leave the cabins until like 11.
Oh yeah,
right?
We were there. It was like, oh, I remember.
And then we asked for to go somewhere local but super cheap, right? Like fairly cheap.
Just
so we went to Frank and Nora's. Was that right? That place? Or was that the third day? It was one of those 2 days.
No, it was that day. Anyways, so yeah, they took us to this local restaurant called Frank and Dora's.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's all outside, and it's totally it's like pallets and woods. It's really rustic, but it has like a old highway theme, and all over the place. They have antique stuff
What
everywhere.
in the world is that?
What in
Crank, go crazy!
on the tower? So yeah, while
He's
you
hard
just order your food,
scoping.
you order your food, they give you a
Can't touch
rock
me.
with a
Can't touch
number
me.
on it.
These kids are crush lords.
I'll
Sorry.
let you play, and we'll tell about the rest of the
No,
trip
you
after.
can talk. You can talk.
Oh, what is there? Is there snipers in this game?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Bro,
haven't seen one.
he's hard scoping me. Bro! Don't. It's a 1v2, man. I hate this game.
You gonna die.
Nah, it's okay. I have height. Somebody gonna get her.
You have height.
Yeah, I do. Because zone is right here. The next zone.
They built a tower.
Yeah, but they have to come to me. Look.
Oh.
Oh.
Smart.
It's big brain. Oh, shoot!
They're right there. Get him.
You should get me full boxed. Ah! Pre-pop slurp. Knock on this kid. Dead.
Is he actually?
Yep. I see you, bro.
Oh.
No!
Oh! They're just psychos. They're good.
Come here, boy! Let's
Nice.
go!
You're awesome.
Okay, so Frank and Dora's was like, how do you explain it? It's like
It's like a roadside.
It's like a roadside
It looks like a
shack. And it has all this different retro stuff, right? So there's like a whole bunch of old school toys and a whole bunch of stuff. Like everything hanging on the wall. It's like a wooden shack. One of my favorite things is there's this like old style telephone booth, like the big red ones, right? So then we took pictures in it, like, and there was a marker to sign. There was like no space to sign everywhere. I just thought that was super, super cool. Okay, so continuing on, I got a burger. I think my mom got some fish and chips, and then
Of course. I don't think I ate anything but fish and chips.
Yeah.
Because it's fresh. It's fresh haddock everywhere.
And let's just say I tried some of the fish and chips. Right? This was the best fish the whole vacation, I think. Or am I missing a restaurant? I think this was the best fish and chips for super cheap. Like other places were charging us like what, $18, $20. This place was like 10, 15.
Yeah.
And it was super cheap, the best ever. So next time we came around like 2 or 3 days later, right? But we won't worry about that. After lunch, was that when we went to Fort Anne?
No, that was a
No,
different day.
we drove around. We saw the old abandoned military.
Oh yes,
army?
the military base.
The military base, right?
Yep.
I feel like that day we just drove around and occasionally walked
did.
out. We didn't really see any like landmarks or anything. It was just buildings, walking around and stuff, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, and then
There's a gun
what
here.
did we do? Oh, and yeah, we just kind of toured around.
Yeah,
looked
we
at stuff.
didn't
looked-
do
went to
we
the
just looked at like
towns.
simple stuff like towns, and I don't think we did much shopping that day.
We went and got stuff for supper, and then we went
Yeah,
back.
we went to
to our
get like stuff
cabins.
like smokies and hot dogs, and I think we had a fire that night, a campfire.
Yep.
Yep, so really that whole day we just drove around, visited small cities. We got smokies and stuff for lunch, and s'mores, of course. We need s'mores. Then we then that's all we did. We hanged out a fire for like 3 or 4 hours, and then we got ready to go to bed, right?
Yeah.
And that's about it that day. The next day, was that when we went to Fort Anne then? Or
Oh, I am having a hard time
yeah,
remembering here.
yeah. I'm trying to think. What did we do?
So that was Sunday. Monday.
I feel like that was. I feel like we did go to Fort Anne.
No, that was. Oh, was the next day we. What did we do the next day? We. I
I'm
don't know.
trying to think.
We might have to write this out and then come back and do it another stream.
I'll just say it's Fort Anne. So we went to Fort Anne. Those, for you who don't know, Fort Anne is an old piece of land that lots and lots. I think it was mainly the British and what other? It was British.
The British, the.
There was
Oh my
only two
goodness.
that fought like back and forth, and then Canada came in to finally claim it.
The British and the French, maybe?
Yes, the British and the French.
British
So
and the French, and then there were the natives that were already here.
the land that we were on is the most fought over land in all of Canada. So the British and the French fought over this land for over 30 years.
No, it was like 100 years.
Oh yeah, 100 years. They ended up taking it back and forth 7 times until Canada eventually came in and officially claimed it, and now that is a national, what is it called? Not national.
Yeah,
It's
national historic site.
Yeah, it's a national historic site now. So we went there. I was doing a scavenger hunt with my cousin. He's what, 9, 10?
Yep.
So I did that whole thing with him. It was super cool. There was like, I think his favorite part was the dark hole or the black hole or whatever it was. It was basically an underground little black room, like pitch black, super echoey, and that was where they stored prisoners and like punished people, right? So
well, initially they made it for gunpowder storage, but
that was the old house. No, that was the oldest house.
They forgot to do ventilation, so then they built that other one that had those breezeways in it because the gunpowder was getting wet. So then they ended up using it for storage and sometimes for prisoners.
Yeah. So another thing was the oldest house. Was that in Canada or just on that site?
I think just on that site.
Yeah. So so that was it was interesting. So they have like what my mom said earlier, ventilation, and that was used to store gunpowder. So that was the oldest building on that site. Half of it is like built in the ground, and then the roof is on top of it. So there's a whole bunch of gunpowder and stuff in there like that. And then there's small slits for air and ventilation to come through. So that was pretty cool. One of my favorite parts was the graveyard. And on the scavenger hunt I was doing with my cousin, there was like, find this gravestone. And both me and him really liked that. Just going through and trying to find this specific gravestone, and we read like all the different people and what they did or like stuff, different stuff like that. So then we went back to another restaurant. It was actually called Fort Anne Cafe, which was the fort we were just at. I had, what did I have there? Oh, I had a burger as well. And then I think everybody else had fish and chips and a burger. Same thing as always, right? So then we ate there for like 2 or 3 hours, right?
We just sat and chilled.
We sat and chilled, like we were. And Fort Anne was really hilly, so we were walking up and down hills. So we were just so tired. So we sat at the restaurant for like a good 2 hours and ate. And then what did we do after that? Was that when we went?
Oh, we were trying to get lobster.
Yeah, we were trying to get lobster, so we headed to a town that was like, what, 15 minutes away? Maybe longer, 30 minutes?
I'm not sure.
And
I just enjoyed the view.
And said they'd be open, so we wanted to do a lobster boil by ourselves because Bruce and Brenda, the people who live just outside of Halifax, like 2 or 3 hours, they know how to do a lobster boil, so like, let's do a lobster boil. So we go into this town, and we...
Oh, I accidentally hit the people.
So we went to go get lobster, and it turns out they were closed. So we were just chilling outside in the parking lot, and because we wanted lobster, so we were trying to find another place, but since it's just out of season, it's so hard to find lobster, right? So then the lady that's in the building, she sees us on the camera. She comes out, she's like, I just want to make sure you guys know we're closed because we've been out there for like 30 to like 45 minutes and with a giant close sign on the door. Oh, on me. We just bounced on the grind rails. Oh, I'm getting beamed from up top. These kids are cringe. Like, one's on top of the roof. Oh, never mind. Be careful, they're rocket ramming. 100, full box. 200. G money. Bro's trying to be a pro, what? Did you kill the other guy?
No.
I'm popping a big pot. Oh, he's on me. In my box. Whited. He's whited, Mom. You got him. He's in the wood box. Right by my reboot card. He's one shot. Nice. Good job. So... where were we at? What were we saying? Oh, lobster. Lady comes out, says, oh, we're closed. And they're like, why can't you, like, jokingly, why can't you just go and grab us lobster? And it was like, she wasn't trained, or there wasn't enough employees to grab the lobster because they have to have, like, a certain permit or something. So they said, is there anything else you would like? And maybe you guys can swing by tomorrow. So we set up a time. We also got a pound of scallops. We got 10 lobsters, right? One for each person.
It ended up being like 8 because they were bigger.
8. Okay, so 10 pounds of lobster. Live lobster. So that was pretty cool. I got to touch one and feel one. It was weird. I could feel, like, they got the rubber band. I could feel bro trying to go back and get me. It was so weird. So we went, and then, so since they said, no, we don't have lobster, we just went back to our, cabin and ate leftover smokies and stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
We did lots of sightseeing. It was a lot of driving around and just stopping at little places here and there.
Yeah,
and
but like nothing too huge. Like no history. It's mainly just like random old buildings and
were right by
small
the Bay
cities
of Fundy,
and shops.
So we went and walked on.
Oh
that
yeah,
little
we walked along the
breezeway
Bay
thing.
of Fundy. And then I might go back into zone for our loot. Actually, no, it's pretty far. We can just go for our cash. I have good enough loot for me to fight.
Do you have a ram?
No, I don't. But I don't need one. So we just went back to our cabin again. Just chilled all night. Had a campfire.
Oh, was that the night where we went and walked at the abandoned theme park right by our campground?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, someone's
my feet
trying
were
to get
really
cash.
injured. My feet were really injured from walking a lot, so I didn't go. But you guys walked the abandoned theme park that was right next to us. So there's an abandoned theme park. I didn't go, so Mom, maybe if you want to talk about that, if you saw anything
there
cool.
honestly
or...
wasn't really much to see. It was just roads and
it
stuff.
Was just like
there.
It was just like dead land, right? There wasn't actually anything.
It
there.
closed maybe, I don't know.
20 years ago?
Maybe.
10 years ago? Something like that. So they went and toured that. There was also a pool, so we went swimming occasionally, but nothing too special, so I haven't said when we've done that. Huh. What else?
We did one day where we went to a beach.
The next day, was that when we went to Ravenhaven?
Yeah, we went to Ravenhaven.
So Ravenhaven is a beach. We got food there, and we stayed there for like a good 4 hours. No?
Yeah, something like that.
We stayed there for a good 3 or 4 hours, and then after that we
did some touring around again.
Yeah, just
and then
looking at
we
buildings.
went and picked up our lobster.
Yeah, and then we went and picked up our lobster. We also ended up getting scallops. If you don't know what scallops are, they're like small. How do I explain this? They're kind of they're like small little squishy bites almost, right?
Yeah, it's like a combination of lobster and shrimp, but there's no shell or anything. It's just like a round. I don't know how to explain
it. Everything was like fresh caught and everything. I'm gonna go fight these people down here. So we ended up doing the lobster boil that night and having scallops. It was my first ever time trying scallops, and in a long time since lobster. So we grabbed everything there, and we just had a lobster boil. It was super fun. And then same thing as always, just kind of chilled out, didn't do much, and then we went to sleep. Okay, well, let's focus on this fight, and then we'll continue. I'm going in. He has the kid shockwave cannon. He's hit 60. Yeah, just keep on spraying him if you can. Tones. Dead. Another.
I'm dead. Me and his buddy are hanging out together. I'm following them.
Yeah.
His buddy died.
Yeah, because I killed him.
Resible.
I think you might be dead here.
Nope.
If you don't have, I would grab that kit shockwave launcher if you don't have mobility. I'm gonna pop a slurp and grab one of these. You too. And grab the extra.
Got it.
Okay, so the next day. What did we do the next day? Was that when we...
that was the day we were on our own.
That was Thursday. That was the day we were on our own. Was that with the ferries and everything?
Yes.
Okay, so we have some funny stories to this day. So,
so start where...
So we wanted to go see some ferries, right? So
we tour the islands.
Tour the islands. So we drove over to a ferry. We waited about 30 minutes touring shops and stuff, and then we got on the ferry. Sorry, go a little back. We were touring shops, and then my sister was like, I have to go change clothes. I'm hot, and go to the washroom. So she went to go change while we're in the line, and my mom's like, oh, I should better go, just in case we leave, and she doesn't get angry and all. So then we are in the line waiting, and we drive up to the ferry. They are not with us. They're still back in the bathroom. We were going to tell them to wait, but this guy is speed. Normally you wait like 30 minutes, right? Like it's an hourly thing, so you wait there a while. Nah, as soon as the back wheel is off the end of the road, he's cranking the ramp to go up. We didn't even have time to tell them that we're waiting for 2 more people. And then we all just started laughing, pointing back at them. And then the operator was like, that is the first time I've ever seen anyone miss a ferry. And we were all just laughing our heads off. It was so funny. So then we just drove down like a block, like without my mom and sister because they're left behind. So we left them behind. So we didn't do much. We walked maybe a block or 2, and then that's about it. We just waited for them, And then apparently being dumbs, missing a ferry, you get a full exclusive tour. You get to go upside where they like drive the boat. They get air conditioning. They get everything. Man, I didn't know you get special perks from being dumb.
Hey, we weren't dumb.
It's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
We were waiting in the line for the ferry, and you guys go to the washroom. That's pretty dumb.
Well, yeah. Oh, somebody's rocket ramming.
Okay.
Oh, somebody else killed them. Oh, shoot. I landed on people. They're right here.
Okay, I'm coming.
Box.
I'm coming! Yeah! Okay, I'm here. Okay, let's focus on this fight.
Oh, here, on me.
It was actually the second ferry you missed, not the first ferry.
The second ferry, yeah.
Nice! One pump.
I'd hit him before. Oh, shoot! I got one pumped.
You're good.
He's down here by his buddy
Yeah, I
trying
know.
to heal him. Third party.
Hey, I got my crown back.
Alright, while you grab my reboot card, I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, don't reboot you, or what? Okay, so, oh, so the first ferry, sorry. The second ferry was the one that we missed. There was a nice fish and chips restaurant there, so we all ate there. We grabbed food there. And then we grabbed food there, and then we were on to the next ferry. Ferry and touring this town, right? So then we did that. And then we took another ferry, and then that's when my mom and my sister missed it. And then we ended up touring shops, and then we took all the ferries back, drove back to our cabin. It was about an hour drive, and like waiting for the ferries at that point. So then trying to think. So then we oh, I got snipes. What did we do? Then we just drove back to our cabin. I can't remember. Oh, we went back to Frank and Dora's, that weird, like, shack. Oh, that's great.
Dude, it's not worth it.
So we went back to Frank and Dora's after we came back from the ferries, right?
So yeah, we did the two
And then
ferry things.
we prepared to get early the next morning because we're heading to Lunenburg, which is about Lunenburg, which is about a 3-hour drive, I would say.
Oh, special delivery.
Yep. Thanks, bro.
That's
Huh?
awesome.
So we grabbed lunch at Frank and Dora's, our last night at the cabin, and we just same thing, had a fire, chilled out, and then we went to bed, being prepared to wake up at 8 in the morning. We wake up at 8 in the morning, leaving around 7:30. No, sorry.
No, we wanted to leave by
like,
8.
We wanted to leave by 8, so we were all
And
up
we did.
around 7, and we left like 8:10, like, so perfect timing, basically. And we took a 2-hour drive to Lunenburg. Okay, can you tell the rest of the story? Well,
Yeah, so we drove to Lunenburg. I don't think before we headed to Lunenburg, we had to stop and grab fuel. And we grabbed like breakfast and snack stuff from there. Nice, you're so good. Yeah, anyways, we grabbed fuel, breakfast, foods. Luckily found a gas station that had like quite a bit of stuff. And then I think we just drove straight to Lunenburg.
we just toured the city. It's a national historic site, so there's a lot of history going on there. We ate at that nice seafood restaurant, and then we toured around the city, looked at a whole bunch of stores, got a whole bunch of nice souvenirs, and then we headed out back to Halifax, and then we stayed the night, and then we took our flight, and that's a bit all. That was all of our vacation. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys liked it and want to see more content like this, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. I do this, all of the stuff is on my live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/dbcdefeat. If you guys want to go see that. Thank you guys so much. Peace.